know, they should make a cartoon about me. With a sassy, talking spider sidekick. Okay, no cartoon. Whatever she's working on, I bet it can help me out. Her? She's a heck of a cop. I can use this info.
Hammerhead likes to dress and act like a 1920s gangster. Pinstripe suit, Tommy gun, the whole bit. He also uses their methods. Cement shoes, gunning down enemies in the streets, and keeping his business records in old-school ledgers. But we've come a long way since Prohibition. If we can catch him, I can put him away like his hero Al Capone, on tax evasion charges.
Now that's a beautiful. Feels good to spy on the spies. I bet they're the ones used to taking secret pictures.
Mencken to Ravencroft agents. Your duties at the Ravencroft Institute are to continue. While Norman Osborn has passed on, our cutting-edge research can still have benefits. While I do not expect any resistance from the doctors at Ravencroft, a reminder that without Oscorp's funding they would lose their jobs should quiet any complaints. Once again, you are to report solely to me on all Ravencroft-related matters.
Wonder what Jonah Jameson complained about before I came along. Traffic? I've seen cheerier graveyards. This guy has a screw loose.
Interesting theory, Doc. I never had a real family that cared about me, so I'm trying to make my own. I think you're whacked in the head, but hey, who am I to judge? It's a nice idea. A dozen more like me? A bond stronger than blood? Imagine all the wonderful things we could do together. We could spread the truth, watch the family grow, pull back the curtain and show the world that rich vein of red just underneath.
That guy's a hero! For real!
Turbo boost! Let's see if I can get a picture of her data. Just very interesting.
The Kingpin has friends in high places. I'm getting a lot of pressure to stop looking into him, and an offer to work in corporate security at Horizon Labs with a big raise. If the Kingpin's got this much influence, part of me wants to bring him down more than ever. But another part of me thinks I should take the job, because his next move won't be as nice. And if his reach is as long as it seems, there's no way I can stop him.
How can anyone criticize?
If this costume made my butt look big, somebody would tell me, right? That'll wake you up! I'd love to get a shot of Detective DeWolf's evidence. Good shot. Got it. I hate to spy on a good cop, but we're in a crisis.
Mr. Negative's men show an unusual level of loyalty. It might just be that he pays them well and he can charge up their weapons with his negative energy to make them extra effective. But I'm starting to think Mr. Negative might actually have some kind of mental control over his people. If that's true, and we can find a way to break it, that will be our key to prosecuting him.
I gotcha.
Mencken to Ravencroft agents. Max Dillon is being transferred to Ravencroft. Inform the doctors that I want to know immediately why this man is not dead, how he came by his electrically based abilities, and whether this can be reproduced. Make it clear to them that Dillon has been classified as a domestic terrorist, and all enhanced techniques are pre-approved.
So many days like this, and I'll be your grouchy neighborhood Spider-Man. Whatever she's working on, I bet it can help me out. Just that'll come in handy.
I don't believe in black magic. I'm hoping the Hood's powers are just another example of people like Spider-Man, guys with crazy powers. But just in case, I plan to consult with an expert on the occult named Cassandra Webb. Probably a scam artist, but better safe than sorry. Who knows? Maybe chatting with this strange old woman can get me some solid evidence on him.
Bada bing! Those two are up to no good. Busted.
Mencken to senior agents. I am growing concerned about Mr. Osborn's mental state. He is exhibiting angry outbursts, paranoia, and secretiveness. While I do hope it will not come to this, I feel it is time to explore our options should a change in leadership prove necessary. Make sure you record and bring to my attention any behavior that can be used as evidence pertaining to Mr. Osborn's lack of fitness for his position.
Sometimes I don't know why anyone still lives in Manhattan.
Spider-Man protects us. No pension, no benefits. He's got my respect.
Horrible.
Couldn't ask for only a real sicko signs his work like that.
I was maybe 6 years old. I saw a dog die after it got hit by a car. There was something in its eyes I couldn't look away from. What did it see while its life slipped away? I wanted to know. I had to know. My grandma was old. She was gonna die soon anyway, so I just sped up the process, pushed her down the stairs. But by the time I got to her, she was already dead. So I decided I was just gonna have to do it again.
I must say,
We have a disturbing the peace call. Stand by for location.
You probably got drunk and told half the town. I got
You just I'll remember this. Not the fight, just how bored I am.
skinny, ain't you?
I almost feel like a bully.
Got 221 residential over.
Neighborhood residents thanked Spider-Man for cleaning up their community, calling him...
I'm totally changing my name to Spider-Man.
What's worse, having a wedgie or people seeing me pick my costume out of my butt?
You see?
Whatever she's working on, I bet it can help me out. Great composition. That'll come in handy.
Mr. Negative controls Chinatown. We've got plenty of eyewitnesses to his crimes. We could convict him easily, if we could ever find him. His weird appearance and incredible strength clearly show superhuman power, and they make him hard to ID. He's like a negative image on a photograph. His face is always in shadow. I don't know what kind of weird energy he controls, but we need to find a way to stop it.
Boycott the Support Spidey!
Bada bing! I have a bad feeling about this. This guy has a screw loose.
After I dropped that hairdryer into my mom's bath, the cops sent me to a home for troubled kids. You want to learn real quick what life's about. Spend some time in a place like that. All the rules, all the things we say are important. They don't mean squat. They're a lie we tell each other. Chains we put on ourselves because we're afraid to face the truth. I show people the truth, so they can't deny it. I show them how to be free.
Buckle up! Fasten your seatbelts! Why do shady spies always dress like shady spies? Feels good to spy on the spies. I bet they're the ones used to taking secret pictures.
Mencken to all agents. Against my advice, our late founder's son, Harry, has decided to run Oscorp himself. Legally, this is his right, but in order to promote continuity of operations and a smooth changeover, I would remind you that you work for me, and will continue to report directly and only to me. Further, you will keep a man watching young Mr. Osborn at all times. Covertly. This is, of course, for his own protection in an extremely hostile business climate.
One day nobody's gonna commit any crimes, and I won't know what to do with myself. That'll wake you up! My skin's crawling. Couldn't have. This guy has a screw loose.
The voice in my head, it's still there. You don't believe it's real, do you? But you injected me with something special, something that made me stronger. Why don't you think it might be alive in its own way? I could show you. It grows like a baby. If you want, I could give you part of it, so you've got your own. No? Okay, fine. Suit yourself. Just remember, I gave you a chance.
a report of an attempted B&E in progress.
Fellas, I got him! Whoa! Let's go, let's go, let's go! I ain't about to get fucked.
No fancy tricks, time to fight like men.
Huh, that was fun. Let's do it again. I almost died just then. Boredom.
Spider-Man showed once again that no crime is too small to escape his notice.
Those two are up to no good. Just what I need. Busted.
Mencken to all agents. Following Oscorp's establishment of the Joint Anti-Crime Task Force with Fisk Industries, you are to provide whatever cooperation you may to executive-level Fisk employees. Any instructions from Mr. Fisk are to be treated as if they come from me. If you have any concerns, communicate them to me via the dedicated phone number and/or email address I have provided for task force-related matters.
Why can't good guys have minions? There's nothing inherently evil about minions, and I could use the help. Now that's a keeper. Sooner or later, guys like this always make a mistake.
How do I feel? Great. I don't know what you injected me with, Doc, but you should bottle and sell it because I've never been better. And I know you're gonna say this is Crazy Cassidy talking, but I swear I can hear whatever it is inside me, in my head. What does it say? It says, we're in this together. It says, it'll look out for me. We'll be inseparable, like best friends, or family.
Just when you think I can't get any better! I wonder what Jonah Jameson complained about before I came along. Traffic? Gotcha!
Who invited you?
Mencken to all agents. I have lost contact with the men watching Harry Osborn and am receiving reports of alarms at Oscorp. Notify the police immediately. Also, forward them whatever data we have concerning Mr. Osborn's deteriorating state of mind. I believe he is a danger to himself and others. We have done all we can to protect him. We must now think of the bigger picture, the survival of Oscorp itself.
Always something interesting going on in Chelsea. Midtown West, home of Broadway. Always dreamed of being a star of my own
Hey, make tracks.
Excellent. Feels good to spy on the spies. I bet they're the ones used to taking secret pictures.
Mencken to cleanup agents. There has been an unfortunate accident at Oscorp. Max Dillon, a low-level employee in the maintenance department, violated safety protocols and was electrocuted. In order to spare the poor fellow's family, and the company, any embarrassment, you are to scrub all security databases of any reference to Mr. Dillon or his activities. Disposal of the remains will be handled with utmost discretion.
That'll wake you up! Today's the day. I'm gonna wed Jameson's butt to his chair. I'd love to get a shot of Detective DeWolf's evidence. Very interesting.
Of all the city's crime bosses, the Hood scares me the most. I thought his black magic gimmick was just that, an act. But I've seen and heard enough to make me wonder. I saw him walk on air and disappear in front of my eyes. And sometimes his guns seem to shoot hellfire. And that voice sends chills up my spine. I've busted guys who say he's possessed by a demon. But that's just a rumor, and it's gotta be, right?
We have reports of an attempted car theft currently in progress.
Yo, over here!
That's what I'm talking about. Shh! Make it convincing, idiot. That mask don't scare me. I'm more tougher than you.
Not gonna happen.
You're all tricks! No more.
And the judges give Spidey a perfect score! Okay, the judges are just in my head, but still, always feels good to take out the trash.
The happy faces of residents no longer...
Well, they should make a cartoon about me, with a sassy, talking spider sidekick. Okay, no cartoon.
What in God's name happened here?
This guy has a screw loose. Turbo boost!
Yeah. The home for troubled kids burned down. Someone had chained up all the fire exits. The windows had bars over them to keep people like me in, but I was already outside. I watched their eyes through the window as they realized they were trapped. All the kids who tortured me laughed at me. The teachers, guards, and doctors. We all learned a lot that day. Especially me.
So many days like this, and I'll be your grouchy neighborhood Spider-Man.
You gotta be one sick puppy to do this.
Now that's if a real sicko signs his work like that.
My family, the kids at the home, the people I met afterward, they all looked so surprised when they died, like they couldn't believe it was happening. I wasn't learning anything new. I needed more. I realized I had to start killing people who wouldn't be surprised. People who knew death, and who knows death better than someone who brings it to others. That's when I decided to start killing killers.
are you looking at?
Busted.
Mencken to Ravencroft agents. Activity in the Venom Wing is to be doubled. Authorization comes directly from Mr. Osborn. He feels that Richard Parker's spider venom experiments are the key to preventing him from sharing his father's fate. I realize this will require additional test subjects. A new inmate, a serial killer by the name of Cletus Cassidy, will be available to you soon. He is not someone whose welfare is of great concern to the public.
Crime's been going up in Greenwich Village. Better keep an eye out.
We have a report of suspects attempting to enter a locked building.
Fellas, I got him! Yo, over here!
Bad guys don't think of themselves as bad guys, but come on, you must know. Some days you just got it. I almost feel like a bully.
Many of the petty criminals apprehended by Spider-Man turned out to be...
Sometimes I don't know why anyone still lives in Manhattan. Seen cheerier graveyards. Sooner or later, guys like this always make a mistake.
You think I'm some kind of vigilante? An urban legend who's killed other killers? Please. I just figured they'd understand death when they met it. Help me understand. But you want to hear something funny? They're just as shocked as anyone. And then it hit me, just recently. I've been looking for some kind of meaning in death, but maybe I'd already found it. Maybe death is as meaningless as life.
Well, they should make a cartoon about me. With a sassy, talking spider sidekick. Okay, now those two are up to no good. Excellent. Feels good to spy on the spies. I bet they're the ones used to taking secret pictures.
Mencken to all agents. It is with a heavy heart that I must report the death of our founder and CEO, Norman Osborn, from the disease he fought so bravely for so many years. Let me reassure you that Oscorp remains strong. Certain arrangements must be worked out, but as of this moment, rest assured that I am in control, and will operate Oscorp in accordance with its proud traditions, for as long as is required of me.
Buckle up! Fasten your seatbelts! Let's see if I can get a picture of her data. That'll come in handy.
I keep hearing about this new crime lord, the Kingpin, consolidating what's left of the other boss's mobs. But no one seems to have met him in person or knows his real name. He's either really smart, or he scares the hell out of people. Or both. He's playing with fire trying to get criminals who were shooting at each other a few days ago to work together. But if he can pull it off, He'll be the most powerful gangster New York's ever seen.
Funny how when crime's up, it's my fault. And when it's down, everyone forgets I exist.
What in God's name happened here?
Only a real sicko signs his work like that.
I used to be like you, Doc. Trying to find answers. But there aren't any. Laws are only words. Death is just the end of the ride. You know what killing killers taught me? The only difference between them and solid citizens is they know the truth. That's my new mission. To show people. Open their eyes. It's the least I can do. I worked so hard to find the answers. Now I get to share the good news.
Someone explain to me what...
Whatever she's working on, I bet it can help me out. She's a heck of a cop. I can use this info.
I should be celebrating. Between us, Spider-Man, and the task force, we're scoring win after win. The Hood, Mr. Negative, Hammerhead, Herman Schultz, the Russian mob, Silvermane, the Big Man, the Crime Master, all crushed. The bosses are in jail and their men are on the run. So why can't I shake the feeling that something a lot worse is going to take their place? Maybe because it always does.
Why do shady spies always dress like shady spies? Busted.
Mencken to Ravencroft agents. Evacuate immediately. Cletus Cassidy has escaped. He has been altered by the Venom serum and is extremely dangerous. Do not take time to scrub evidence of experiments in the Venom wing. Exit Ravencroft and lock it down as soon as possible. Frankly, gentlemen, I do not see how Oscorp can survive today's events. This will be my final communication. Should you be lucky enough to survive, you are on your own.